Welcome to another episode, everyone. Kristi Noem is grilled once again, this time by Sydney Kamlager at the House Judiciary Committee hearing. She's asked point blank if she has had sexual relations with Corey Lewandowski. She's asked this question because apparently Corey Lewandowski has been put in charge behind the scenes, de facto, in fact, of DHS, the Department of Homeland Security. But he is extremely incompetent and not fit for any position of the sort. And so why would he be put in such position to call the shots behind the scenes of DHS? Well, the insinuation here is because Kristi Noem is sleeping, has had sexual relations with this individual. Not only that, Donald Trump chastised Kristi Noem over this relationship that she has had ongoing with this individual, Corey Lewandowski. In fact, Donald Trump has said that this individual, Corey Lewandowski, is incompetent and unfit and a shady individual. Well, he has multiple charges against him. Why would Kristi Noem be involved with an individual like this? Let's get into it. Well, because they're all corrupt and they all sleep together. That's why they're all sick. That's why they're all crazy. That's why, have you read the Epstein files? They're diabolical. That's why.
The gentlelady from California is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Secretary, for joining us. Finally, you are in charge of protecting the homeland. And so your judgment and the judgment of your senior staff can be the difference between life and death. So I think that judgment would need to be unassailable. Why then, is the question, have you made Corey Lewandowski your de facto chief of staff who possesses an unchecked level of power at DHS? Under your leadership, this person has done things like fire your FEMA administrator while sitting behind your desk, which is your job to do, lobby to build the controversial detention facility known as Alligator Alcatraz, which has turned into a legal boondoggle costing Florida millions, and have veto and reviewing and signing power over large DHS contracts and grants, which again is your job. DHS has critical agency components like the Secret Service, FEMA, Border Patrol, cybersecurity. So does Corey Lewandowski have national security experience, military experience, law enforcement experience? No. He is a lobbyist, a failed campaign manager, which is causing...
But that's this administration, right? They have Kash Patel as the FBI director with no prior previous experience. You wonder why the country is in shambles. Here we have Corey Lewandowski, who is calling shots for DHS, the Department of Homeland Security. Kristi Noem is the secretary of DHS, and she has him as the de facto chief of staff, calling shots on FEMA, on immigration, but he is sorely incompetent. And it's not supposed to be in this sort of position. Donald Trump has even said so. Why is he in this position? Why has she put him, authorized him, sanctioned him to be in such a position of power? Well, according to Sydney Kamlager here, it's because these two individuals, Kristi Noem and Corey Lewandowski, are sleeping together, having sexual relations.
My constituents who are waiting for their FEMA dollars and me to wonder what are his qualifications for this job. So according to the Wall Street Journal, you and Mr. L have a close relationship that has made President Trump, quote, uncomfortable. The president reportedly denounced Corey Lewandowski as your chief of staff due to reports of a romantic relationship between the two of you. So instead, you designated him as a special government employee, a position he has had well beyond the allowed 130 days and requires him to disclose if he is making money off of his position. Trump knows that this guy is shady. Corey has a decades-long record of physical battery, sexual harassment, illegal lobbying for a Venezuelan oil company, and bringing a loaded gun into a federal building. Despite
S. Battery, bringing a loaded gun into a federal building, lobbying. This is his criminal record, this individual, who was at least the de facto chief of staff of the DHS. Imagine, these are the individuals who are running the country and making all of the decisions. Donald Trump denounced this individual as a shady individual. Of course, that is the pot calling the kettle black. Donald Trump himself is a criminal and a shady individual who likes to S8 13-year-old girls, according to the Epstein files. Nevertheless, this individual here is also shady, and he's running DHS. And so when Donald Trump chastises Kristi Noem about this, she relieves him of his duties of chief of staff and appoints him something else under everyone else's nose, and he's still making all of these decisions. The corruption runs deep with these people. He's supposed to have the newfound position for no longer than 130 days. And he has went well past that. They break the law when it's convenient for them. They bend the rules and break the rules. They flout the rules when it's in their favor all of the time. Look at what she's doing and getting away with it.
being fired or removed from virtually every position he has ever held due to misconduct, he now wields unchecked, unconfirmed, undisclosed power over your department. This person has no experience running anything close to Department of Homeland Security or even advising someone in your position. He is unqualified, which again has left my constituents and I wondering why he is your top official. So Secretary Noem, at any time during your tenure as Director of Department of Homeland Security, have you had sexual relations with Corey Lewandowski?
Mr. Chairman, I am shocked that we're going down and peddling tabloid garbage in this committee today.
Reclaiming
and
my
ma'am,
time.
one thing that I would tell you is that he is a special government employee who works for the White House. There are thousands of them in the federal.
No. Nah, we're going to need you to answer the question, Kristi Noem. Do not deflect. Be forthright and forthcoming. But these individuals do not know how to do this. These politicians, these government officials, these people who we put into power, they always lie. They can never sit down, even when sworn to tell the truth at a congressional hearing. They can never sit down and tell the truth. We don't want to hear about whether or not this is tabloid fodder. We want you to answer the question directly. She asked you directly, have you had sexual relations with Corey Lewandowski? Yes or no is the proper response. That's a yes or a no question. But do we get a yes or a no answer? No, of course not. Because these individuals are diabolical, hypocritical, abusers. They protect abusers. They sleep with abusers. This individual has been accused of abuse. Yet she's perhaps, allegedly, potentially sleeping with this individual. Certainly has him in power, making decisions that affect mine and your lives. Astonishing.
government.
So reclaiming
and
my
is an
time,
advisor
Secretary, it is
and has
okay for
no-
you to be
no
offended
authority
by
to
the
be
question.
making any
It is
decisions,
okay for you to
has
be
no
offended
authority
by the
to be-
question.
It's okay to be offended,
making
but
But it is
answer.
also
and
a
putting
real
up your
question.
position. So what I would say
And
to
you should be able to
is
answer
that
the
what we do at the
question
Department of Homeland
clearly
Security every single
and without
day,
any hesitation.
every single day is to protect
If
this
someone
country
is
and to
asking
make
if
decisions.
you or any federal official is sleeping
have-
with their subordinate, that should
I
be
have-
the easiest. You should be wanting to answer that question.
Is garbage.
Because it is not about
It is
your sex
offensive
life.
that you have brought
It is
that up.
about your
So
judgment.
that kind of
Look, she keep talking over it. It's her time to talk. She won't let her talk. It's garbage. It's offensive. Yet you still haven't answered it. You have a whole lot of words in you when we only need one word. Yes, that's one word. No is one word. Yes or no. We know that you can speak because you keep going. You have a lot of words. It's offensive. So you got a lot of words in you that are emanating from your mouth, from your soul, from your heart. Let us hear the answer to the question. Have you had sexual relations with this individual who you have put into power over the American people, making costly decisions with a sketchy background? Have you been having relations with this individual? Yes or no? She's not answering the question, which means she is answering the question. Because if it was no, she would just say no. Hell no. Never have. What are you talking about? No. You say no. If the answer is no, why not just say no? Because the answer is not no. Corey Lewandowski has been in that thing. You shouldn't be surprised. They're all sick.
It is
has
about
been refuted
reclaiming
for
my
years,
time so
and
that
you
I
need
can
to
hear myself.
recognize-
Time belongs,
Chair.
time belongs to the gentlelady from California, but it'd be nice if you would let her respond.
I will. I want to let you know it is about your judgment and decision-making. It is about the 260,000 employees that work under you that want to make sure that you are giving information.
260,000 employees. That's who she has this individual calling shots over. 260,000. What the? Wow.
Making decisions clearly. It is about conflict of interest. It is about a national security risk. Department of Homeland Security was created right after 9/11 to protect the homeland. And DHS has circulated an internal bulletin to law enforcement partners warning that the conflict of the war we're in could inspire lone actors or small-scale cyber activity inside the United States, according to a memo obtained by ABC News. So American lives are at risk. The people who work for you are at risk. And they want to know that the person at the top, you, are making decisions clearly, without any sort of cloudiness, and that they're your decisions because you're the secretary who was confirmed.
Right. You, not Corey Lewandowski, but nevertheless, she's not answering. She's not going to answer the question. She's deflecting. She refuses to answer, which is really an answer in and of itself. And she wants to say that it's about tabloids and tabloid fodder, and this is such a shocking and offensive question that she clearly takes umbrage to. Nevertheless, if it's so offensive, why not just answer it and resolve it? Particularly if the answer is no. Well, because the answer is not no. This individual and her, Kristi Noem, is in charge of 260,000 employees. How's that even possible? Nevertheless, this is who is in charge. This is the government. This is unbelievable.
That's what this is about. Saving the lives of Americans and not costing them millions of dollars. and not having a secretary who's compromised in her decision-making. And Mr. Chair, before I yield my time, I would like to enter into the record some articles, and I'm asking for unanimous consent. Noem tightens her grip on DHS. Lewandowski fired FEMA admin.
Without
while saying
objection.
the okay. The next one is Kristi Noem secretly took a cut of political donations from ProPublica.
Without objection.
Kristi Noem fires pilot.
We ain't gonna just go past that. Secretly took a cut. These people are corrupt. She entering this into evidence. Secretly took a cut. What? They'll lock you up. These people are crooked, criminals, all of them.
Over a blanket, but is forced to reinstate him to fly home. Wall Street Journal.
Without objection.
Lewandowski taking out trash at Noem's D.C. home. Daily Beast.
Without objection.
Oh, Lewandowski taking out trash at Kristi Noem's home. What were they doing inside the home? They wasn't reading the Bible. Had her up in there chicken winged. See? They're sleeping together, allegedly. But clearly, allegedly, they're sleeping together. She's been compromised. This is treason. She's been compromised. So has the government. So has Trump. Shocking.
Mile High privacy chamber with alleged lover exposed. Wall Street Journal, how Corey Lewandowski became Kristi Noem's gatekeeper at DHS.
Without objection.
A pilot fired over Kristi Noem's missing blanket and the constant chaos inside DHS.
Without
Wall
objection.
Street Journal. Police charged Trump campaign manager with assault. PBS News.
Without objection.
Woman who accused Corey Lewandowski of assault speaks out. I don't want this to happen to anyone else. CBS News. Lewandowski's firm quietly inked deal with Venezuela-owned company Politico.
Without objection.
List of U.S. cities raising security amid Iran conflict. Newsweek.
Without objection.
Kristi Noem, I have a few more, I'm sorry. Kristi Noem misled Congress yesterday about top aides' role in DHS contracts.
Without objection.
Policy number 10271 from ICE, it is an anti-fraternization policy prohibiting romantic or sexual relationships between supervisors and their subordinates. And with that, I yield.
Without objection.
Wow. Unbelievable. It's clear to me. Is it clear to you all? Let me know what you think in the comments. Kristi Noem, Secretary of DHS, grilled by Sidney Hamlager, a representative out of California, over whether or not she had and is having sexual relations with this individual who she has put into power. Everyone believes that she is, even Donald Trump, who chastised her, said that this individual was unfit to be the chief of staff of DHS. This is Donald Trump, of all people, saying that someone is unfit. This guy must be really bad. Yet he's in there making all sorts of decisions and taking out Kristi Noem's trash. This is the government that you all wanted in power. Unbelievable. We have to get them out of here. Let's get to the Epstein stuff. Let's get to it, man, because Trump should not be free. He should be in prison. Have you heard the new allegation? He should be in prison. How do they get away with this stuff? We know why. It's a code. It's sad. Stay safe, stay free, and power to the people. Kristi Noem, shame on you for allowing this individual to call the shots, be the chief of staff when he has all of these allegations against him, criminal allegations of assaulting women and such. And because of your personal feelings and your personal love, and even Donald Trump said that he was a sketchy and shady individual and should not be in this sort of position whatsoever. And to honor that, you let him go of that position and then secretly gave him another position that he was only supposed to be in for 130 days max, and is still in the position. This is your government who, with a propensity, bends the rules, breaks the rules even, with a total disregard for the rules that they put into place when it suits them and what it is that they look to accomplish. Sad, sickening even. Stay safe, stay free, and power to the people.